Hey there, thanks for coming to my YouTube page and checking out my progress on this year's Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I have finished my Clue 2 and I'm excited to show y'all what has been going on the past week with my MKAL progress. It looks really great, can't wait to show y'all, but just to keep in mind, this is still a spoiler. The MKAL is active, so if you're not ready to see Clue 2, then definitely don't keep watching this video at the moment. Save it and come back later when you're ready to see Clue 2. And if you haven't checked out my Clue 1 video, definitely go give that a view as well, because I go all in detail about everything I liked and was not a big fan of from Clue 1. And there's a bit of an overview there, talking about all the MKAL stuff that I love and, you know, just my general excitement for the MKAL, which is still true. So I am still so excited that I am able to keep up with the clues week by week. This clue was a bit lighter than Clue 1, I think. I'm not sure exactly how it works out with stitch counts or anything, but it felt a lot easier than Clue 1. Clue 1 just had so much going on with all the welts and the brioche and the eyelets, and wow, it was a lot. So this clue felt like a breath of fresh air for me. And I can get into talking about it in just 1 second. So I will review the colors. I kept the same order as Clue 1. So purple is my color A, blue is my color B, this yellow is color C, and the green is color D, with this light yellow as my mohair, which I did incorporate into my Clue 2. Okay, so let's take a look at my Clue 2. Hope you guys are ready. Okay, here it is. I am super in love with this clue. I just love the way that the colors are really getting a chance to shine on their own here. I think Clue 1 is just really busy, and so the colors get kind of mixed a little bit. But here they are really allowed to shine, especially on this side where the stripes, the squiggles are bigger. Because there's just like so much open space that is just perfect for viewing all the colors in their best possible form. So I love that. I think this side is also really interesting. I'm really actually, as much as I like the open space here where all the colors can shine, I also really like this part over here because the eyelets and the garter stitch are kind of the same size. So it's like a more even balance of, you know, the stripe versus the eyelet. So I think this is also a really nice vibe. And overall, I think it's just, it's a really interesting shape. It's really interesting design. And like I said, this clue was kind of a breeze for me. I was a little bit worried in the beginning when I saw short rows because I was having flashbacks to last year doing those short row triangles in Clue 3 of the Go-Go Dynamo shawl. And I was really worried when I first read this clue that it was going to be something like that. So I was glad that the short rows were actually pretty long on this. And, you know, it came out really great. I love the waves on this. I think the eyelets are a really nice feature, although it was kind of hard to knit some of them. So I had to learn along the way to kind of, you know, make those eyelet rounds a little bit looser than my typical tension, which strangely enough is already loose. So I don't know how people with tight tension handle the eyelets, but for me, it was like really critical to make those rows a little bit looser so that I could get in and do those knit two together and yarn overs on the next round. But yeah, overall, I'm loving it. A lot of people from my Clue 1 video have been saying that it looks like a peacock. One person even said it looks like a disco peacock, which I thought was really cute. So, and it's true. I mean, it's sparkly and it does give a peacock vibe. And I think that kind of continued with Clue 2 because all the main colors from Clue 1 are most prominent here. And you know, that's because if we look on the back, we can see that color C is more prominent on the other side of the brioche for clue 1. And, you know, from looking at this, we can tell that color C is obviously not like the most striking from clue 2 because it's the eyelet stripes. But I really like that I chose color C for this section because it's my only warm color out of the batch. So I have this one warm color and all the 3 other colors are cool colors. So I think it's really cool that all the cool colors get broken up by a little hint of warm, but for the most part, it's all very cohesive. And, you know, I was looking at it earlier. I grew up watching Scooby-Doo, and I don't know about y'all, but this is kind of screaming Mystery Machine to me. So I'm really liking it. I really had my doubts after doing some of Clue 1. And by the time I finished Clue 1, I felt a lot better about it because it seemed like it was kind of coming together. But now, especially after doing Clue 2, I'm just really excited about this project. I'm super happy with my color choice, and you know, for all of you who voted on which colors I should use, I think y'all made the right choice. This was definitely a good option to go with, and I am just loving it. So I would love to know what you guys think. I am going to try my very best to keep up with the clues again for next week. So if all goes well, hopefully my Clue 3 will also be posted in about a week or so. And yeah, we're basically halfway through this shawl, according to the clues. So I don't know how much work Clue 3 and 4 are going to be, but this is already getting to be a pretty decent size. So I would say we're about at the halfway mark, maybe a little bit shy of halfway, but it's trucking along. So yeah, definitely make sure you come back and check out my Clue 3 video whenever my Clue 3 is dropped. I will be very excited to share it with y'all and share in the joy of this MKAL. I hope y'all are having fun with yours. I've really enjoyed seeing all of the posts on Instagram and Ravelry of everybody in the world working on their clues at the same time. So that's why it's fun for me to keep up with the clues every week, because I love being able to participate in all the online discussions and, you know, look at people's colors and see how well other people's colors go together and, you know, what kind of creative ideas other people are going to have. Because I've seen a lot of people incorporate, you know, a 5th color or 6th color, or some people rearrange the order of the colors. So people are full of creativity, and people do different things with the mohair too. Like, for example, in this clue, I didn't want to use mohair for every eyelet stripe, but I did want to add the mohair into this clue because it was, you know, this clue said mohair dare at the beginning of it. So I didn't want to skip it because I wanted to, you know, do the full thing. But I decided that every other eyelet stripe row would have mohair incorporated with color C. So all the odd number rows are just color C by itself, and then all the even rows have mohair incorporated with it. So I think even the mohair dare worked out beautifully for this one. I'm fully obsessed. So I'm starting to fall in love with this project just like I did with last year's Go Go Dynamo. And, you know, I think it's hard not to fall in love with a project the more you work on it, and especially with a project of this magnitude, at this speed, it's hard not to create, at leleast to me, I create like a bond with the project, and then it's just, you know, I carry it with me everywhere I go. I work on it whenever I have time, and I have that determination to finish before the week is up so that I can, you know, keep myself in the news feed and, you know, look at other people's posts, because if I am not caught up, I will not be going onto Instagram, because I do not want to see until I at least have some general idea what the clue is going to look like. So I like to keep myself in the dark as much as possible until, you know, the very last moment. Like, for example, with this clue, I didn't look at any pictures of anything until I kind of realized that it was going to be a repetitive clue. So then I looked at pictures because I was making this like mostly on an airplane actually, because I was traveling this past weekend. And this side, you know, it looks like a typical Stephen West pattern where we're increasing 1 stitch per row over here. So it's kind of building out this way. And a lot of you will know that that is a typical of a Stephen West design. But this side is not typical. We're not adding any increases here. And in fact, we're decreasing every time. So it kind of cuts back into itself over here. And you can see it's kind of warping this scallop a little bit. So this welt is kind of folding back over on itself. And, you know, I've said I like to keep myself in the dark. So I got on the plane and I didn't download the spoiler alert file because I didn't want to see it. I just wanted to work on it in peace without any spoilers. But then I was looking at this side while I'm like, you know, way up in the air, no access to be able to download any spoiler file. And I got super scared because I was like, oh man, am I messing it up? Is something wrong? Why is it, you know, pinching back on itself like this? But, you know, to my pleasant surprise, I guess, a lot of the spoiler alerts had the same pattern. So I was like, okay. Once I landed off the plane and was able to check, I was very relieved that, you know, I wasn't messing it up and it looks just like everybody else's. So I have no idea what's going on this side, but I'm very eager to find out. Has really interesting curves on this side. So I don't know. My initial thought is that since clue 2 was building up on this side, maybe clue 3 will be building up on this side. Maybe, like, my guess would be that we're picking up on the I-cord edge in this little tiny space and maybe building out from there. But honestly, who knows? Really could be anything. But clue 2 ends with us putting all of the stitches onto loose waste yarn. So I doubt we're going to keep building down at this point. So I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere over here for clue 3. But, you know, who knows what it's going to be. We'll all have to wait until Thursday, but I will be up bright and early on Thursday morning to be working on clue 3. And in the meantime, I will be eagerly awaiting pictures of all of your clue 2s because I am eager to see. So definitely send them to me on Instagram or, you know, tell me at least what colors you're using in the comments because I would love to visualize it in any way that I can because it's just really fun to participate with a global community like this. So trying to have fun with it and trying to live in the moment of this MKAL. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy my clue 2. I am obsessed with it. I love it. It was very refreshing coming off of clue 1. So it's so far clue 2 has been my favorite. And let's see what clue 3 brings. I will hopefully be back with an update sometime next week for clue 3. So until then, see y'all later.